Hello, dear students. Today we will take another topic, that is how do we control fire. You already have read about that there are three things essential for uh, the combustion. Number one is there must be fuel. Next is then there must be air, and the third thing is that fuel must reach the ignition temperature. Ignition temperature. Temperature. These are the three things which are very important to understand, that how you can control fire at your home, at your any working place. Fuel, air, or ignition temperature. That means if a substance is burning, it gets uh, or the fire, um, anything which is on fire at your home, how you can control that fire. First you have to consider that fuel or that which substance is burning, and then air is necessary for burning, and ignition temperature. Number one, either you have to stop the fuel, stop the supply of fuel. In controlling fire, you have to keep these three things in mind. Either you have to stop the supply. If that is in your control, then you can do it. The fire will automatically uh, stop. If you don't have the control over the fuel supply, then air, you have to control the air. That means you have to control the contact of air, control the air contact with the fuel. Or you have the another thing, that is ignition temperature. You have to mm, make that fuel which is burning, so that the ignition temperature of that fuel is made high, making of making of high ignition temperature, either by water or something else, or something, or we have water, then we can use water. Then actually these are two important points, because the fuel or the substance which is burning, we have to save that substance by not getting too much damaged. Therefore, uh, first, ignition temp ignition temperature, when anything burns at your home or anywhere, then usually all the people uh, spray water over it, spray water over it, and the fire gets extinguished. But uh, if the fire if the fire or you can say the essential documents which which are on fire, how can we spray water over it and it will damage more these essential documents? Then what we should do at that time? Or there are some electrical equipment, for example, a house is on fire, and there is electricity, also there is electricity to it, and the short circuit to the house and the house burns. How you can manage or control the control on the fire of the house? Will you still spray water over it? No, you will not spray water, because water is a good conductor of electricity, because the dirt and dust, they are present in the water, they transfer the electricity. But the pure water, that means pure water is not good conductor of electricity, it is bad conductor, remember it. But the tap water which is having small dust particles and other salts present in it, it becomes conducting good conductor of electricity. You cannot spray the water over the fire which is due to the short circuit of the electricity. First you have to cut off the electricity, then you can use water. But if the electricity is on in the house and you will spray water over the wire or something else, somewhere else, you will get shock. You will be get damaged. So you have to maintain caution here, that you have to cut off the supply of electricity first and then use water. Then what you will do when the electric gadgets at your home, they are on fire? First you have to uh, either you must have that fire extinguishing, that funnel like structure, that is red bottle like structure at your home. It is very important. In that bottle there is carbon dioxide, CO2, or you can say dry ice. Dry ice. The carbon dioxide, like the LPG, it is compressed and stored under high pressure in this cylinder. And when we release this carbon dioxide outside, it gets or you can say it gets evaporated, and it gets very much cooled, due to which it becomes the dry ice. And carbon dioxide, or you can say this dry ice, is heavier than air, is heavier than air. And when it is heavier than air, the on which you are spraying this dry ice, for example, it is a television set which is on fire. You have to spray this on this television set. The dry ice spray will cover the television set, and it will cut the supply of air. The supply of air will get cut, and the television will extinguish itself. And this is that means fire extinguishers. These are the fire extinguishers. In fire extinguishers we use carbon dioxide. For example, if the fire, you might have heard in the news that somewhere in the seas or oceans, these ships containing oil or transporting oil, they get damaged due to the fire. In the ocean there is a lot of water. Then what happens to that means oil is having low density than water, low density than water, oil is having low density than water. When oil is present on the water, the oil having less density, it floats on the water and the fire continues. Then at that time you have to use these fire extinguishers, so that the supply of air is cut off from the you cannot extinguish fire caused by the oil by spraying water over it, because the water will settle down and the oil will float over the water again, and the fire will not extinguish. Therefore we have to take precautions which type of fuel is burning and which type of the substance is getting on fire. Then accordingly you have to put on these precautions to extinguish that fire. Thank you.